Yeah? Kama una pesa, usiombe maisha marefu usiku ukiomba. Unaomba maisha marefu ukule nini? Nyinyi ndio mnafanya serikali inapeana chakula misaada. Kama una pesa wewe ombea vitu vingine nini wagonjwa, usiombe maisha marefu. Back to our topic. Our topic leo tulikuwa tunaongelelea unakubali demu yako, as in unakubali demu yako alale na boss such that apewe promotion, una get? Yeah, mimi nakubali. First of all, hata ukiangalia matajiri wako na kitambi na tunajua sifa ya watu wa kitambi. Watu wa kitambi, they don't know what you kazi.
Okay, so that's I genuinely don't understand why you would say half the things you said, but
just get over it. Get over it.
But yeah, get over it. So for me, it's like this. I know sometimes this is gonna sound really like, okay, this is me as Tiffany. Walk out. I blame the men because necessarily as a woman, I don't always want to go there. I'm not come to open my legs as well as my mouth. Choose one struggle. Am I going to come and do a TV show for you and then behind the scenes open what exactly for you again? In short, what I'm trying to say is, as a woman, I blame men. You're coming out here asking for these things for a specific reason. You're picking on certain people. Trust me, another thing you need to know, this man won't just go for anyone. He won't just go...
don't blame the men.
No, so listen. No,
Yeah.
he won't. Let me tell you something. Right now, as let's say we go into a place, a man will look at this woman and be like, she's assertive, she has her career, she has her opinions in check, she has her life in order. She can walk out and look for another job somewhere else. But this one looks like, to some extent, be like Kazi, she can't do anything else. That's why they're threatening to not give me that promotion. That's why they're threatening not to give me that salary. So to me, it's on the men's fault. Because as a woman, you can walk away. As a woman, unless you get to an extreme level of desperation, you can walk out of the situation.
No,
exactly.
So let me just take this. Number one, the system has been broken for so long, and it has been set against women. Can we first understand that? The system, since the beginning of time, it may set you in such a way where the women have to do 3 times as much as men have to do in order to be recognized for basic stuff that men are doing.
That's true. Yeah.
So when you're telling this woman, you blame her because she had to sleep with someone, I don't. I really, really don't. Because the reality on the ground, I pose the same question that you posed. What do these other men bring to the table for them to move on up? Nothing. That's what I would assume. Nothing. Other than their work. Unanielewa? Yeah. But for this woman, in spite of her having to go through everything that she's gone through to actually establish her career and everything, she has to also think about like being abused, because that's being abused sexually. Yep. Unanielewa? And then you want to also put it at it's her fault for giving in. Give me a freaking break.
I want to agree with you, Jemo, before we go to anyone else. And I totally agree with you. The system has been put up against women for the longest time ever. But I'm not one to work with stereotypes ever. I would put myself in that particular situation where I know it goes both ways. There are men who seriously take advantage of desperate women. And they take advantage of people who know, I really, really need this job at all costs. Because umejaribu, umeenda everywhere, and nothing actually works. Or maybe you just really, really need that promotion because of the situation you're in. So I blame in that particular situation the man who takes advantage of you because of that. For the lady, I understand you because of the situation you're in, but I would beg you not to give in. As hard as it is, because of your situation, because of how tight it is, and because of how badly you want that job, I'd still urge you, resist that temptation. Because at the end of the day, your talent will never be taken away from you. If I were to be put in such a situation, siwezi kubali kwa sababu ni ngumu kukataa, yes, because I'm one step away from that job. Lakini, nitajikumbusha kwamba nina morals, nina ethics, at what costs. Once I get the job, nitakuwa na enjoy nikijua at the back of my mind, because I know I have a conscience. At the back of my mind, I know it will always hit me that I just had to give this job I just had to give this, whatever you're giving in, for me to get this job. But at the end of the day, let me finish. Yeah, so in that particular situation, we need to understand that there are also women who do the same. There are also women who put certain men in that particular situation, which is why I wouldn't stereotype men are the ones who do this and women are the ones who do this. I've met amazing male bosses who give you the chance based on merit alone. But I've also met terrible whack female bosses who also put men in that situation, and simply because when ni mwanaume unaogopa kusema kwa sababu wewe mwanaume mbona hukufanya hivyo, unakaa wewe si ndume or anything. So in any particular situation, I blame the person who took advantage of the desperate situation the other party was in.
Yes. So Aziza has put it very well and very clear, and I want you to think about this. So you've gotten to that level, yes. So when you sit down, when you're praying or being grateful about it, are you grateful because you worked hard or because you deserve that? Or are you do you even thank God? You're like, thank God for this position or the positions that you made?
I'm so sorry.
To be there.
The position. Why the position?
I'm so sorry to give this answer, but this is how someone who has done this would think. At the end of the day, they still worked hard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
but
I also
you
feel,
know,
I also feel like for women, it's not that they don't work hard. It's that you put in all that you need to have put in. You go even the extra mile. But this person is only willing to see you in that capacity only if you sleep with this person. Alafu kumbuka, most of these women are probably single parents. They're probably some dumbass man aliwa impregnate alafu akawawacha, and then they like.
I know.
Guys, as we continue, I want also for you guys to think about this, and I want the men to give us their response on this, yeah? Do you ever think that sometimes someone looks at a woman and they assume, just because she's beautiful and she has it all, she slept her way, you automatically...
Yes, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Let me address, because I was supposed to address Jemo. You see, people, yes, people who look at us like this, and they're like, oh my God, you made it here. We've worked hard to be here. Yes. For si mademu wote watu wako huko juu. Yes. Wamepelekwa wengine wamepelekwa na talent zao venye Aziza anasema. Some have been working hard, some have papers, and some have met good bosses wenye hawaambii just do this. And again, here on ground, let's stop acting like these things are not happening. These things are happening. Na for information, kuna wenye wanapeana na wanakuwa place poa. Na kuna wenye wanapeana wanapigwa block na hata iongeleshwa na hata ingia kwa hizo kazi. So mimi nasema ati ni bahati yako. You just think think for yourself. Another thing, don't blame me. I'm going to say, I'm going to put the blame on the boss, and at the same time on you. Venye Tifa amesema, you can choose to walk out. But pia mtu anakaga, yes, you can choose to walk out. As much as umse amekuweka kwa position yenyewe, ndio hii job hapa. Me, I'll ask, this is how I'll challenge you. How certain are you that this person is going to give you that job after melalana yeye? Mimi, there's something I really hate.
Are you more worried about the job or your character?
Mimi, I'm worried that nitakuwa nakaa hivi kwa kazi, mtu anapiga kwa ofisi, ita Angie tena akuja bendova. Me, I cannot be doing that bendova. Am I doing today? Yes, because utampatia leo, tuna upeane kesho ingine, akuje hapo kwa job, kuna demu mwingine tena amekuja mgeni, kesho ite Nash, hataki Angie. No, you're not going to put me in that position.
And another thing I'd like to say...
Can we hear it from the men?
Angie anatakanga one position.
One thing I'd like to say, Goja, let me just say this and you guys can go on. As you go up in your career, and we all want to have like peaks in our career, when you sit back, don't you feel like you've lost so much of yourself and your morals? I've seen people who, you're at the top, and let's say today, let me give an example, let's say this is an example. Let's say there's a woman who's given her all to get to the top. But there at the top, you're so unhappy and you're like, I've lost so much of myself. Because things like soul ties are real. He'll sleep with you and sleep with 50 other girls. You're changing your body as a woman. So many things to be considered. So think about it this way. Are you going to really want to reach to the top that quickly, to not enjoy the journey, to not enjoy the ups and downs and no's, and the walking away from some bad jobs? Just, no, don't say, no, you can say life is short, Angie, but then you get a very long, miserable one because of doing certain wrong things. So choose your path and make sure you think about let your conscience help you with the decision, not just the fast fame and fast money. That's
okay, not that I've cheated.
But you've always
okay, cheating see in a relationship, cheating yani to get somewhere. There is always a problem with that. Hiyo kitu hautai kuwa safe. Unacheki ulifika hapo. Lakini wase wengine wakisema Jemo akikwambia yenyewe God ni mfaithful na nimejaribu sana nimework hard. Wewe utajiondoa utaki hiyo topic. Unajua? Juu unajua ulipita njia za nyuma. Unacheki? On what ulikuwa unasema
destination
shida yako destination. Unajua Angie, kuna place utafika kwa maisha utaki ati kazi mzuri
kwa fall as fast as you went up.
Exactly.
Angie, kuna place utafika kwa maisha au utataka ati kazi inalipa pesa mzuri ati juu ufanye tu kazi, utataka kazi yenye inalipa na wewe uko comfortable nayo. Kuna place kama hiyo kwa maisha. Hata kama ni pesa kidogo, unasema hili mimi nifanye hii. Ya Jemo iko na pesa mingi, lakini hii ndo unapenda. Unaona? Si ati tunakuamusha uende kazi, ati tunakulazimisha. Wewe ndo unataka hii leo, acha niishie job bana. Unaona? Umechangamuka. Kwa topic yako, ni ukweli hivyo ndo wasee wanaona. Ndio maana nasema tusiblame mtu. Tuache kublame mwanaume na mwanamke. Wacha tu blame huyo mtu specific. Na hata yafai kublamiwa juu kuna ile reason ilifanya afanye hivyo. So the society pale hivyo iko rotten. So tukisema kama Ogero pole Ogero, lakini wacha niende against. Najua tunavutana lakini wacha tu niende against.
Mnavuta
Wewe wacha. Tunavuta heri. Subira uvuta heri. Subira uvuta heri. So wacha niseme hivi. Society iko rotten. So tufanye kitu tubadilishe society. Unacheki? Tuache kusema ati lazima upite hii njia. Wacha society ikuwa better place to live. Unacheki?
True.
I'm out of words.
Well, me what's that? Okay, so.
Alright, there are a lot of potent things you've said, and there are a lot of things you have overlooked. First off, for this culture to be a thing, there has to be something that has occurred. Let's take it from campus or anything. A girl will say, I'm not going to study, I'm going to do this. I'll just, in the particular lecture, I'll give my marks. That'll be transferred maybe to the workplace. I'm not saying that'll happen. But based on that question, it is, you either give me this or you don't. What was your question again? Like, you see a pretty girl, you say, she would not have gotten there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, most guys will think that. Because if I get, based on my own experiences, if I go to an organization at the base level with a lady, most probably than not, she will gain ground faster than I will. I'm saying most probably than not. I'm not saying it happens all the time. Okay. And from the workplace, the thing James said, that the workplace is skewed against women. It's because for the longest time, it was run by men, right? It was built up by men. So right now we're getting to that place where we're trying to look for equality. But it's, I can't say it's favorable right now for women, because if you look at more opportunities that are given out here, they say we're looking for females in IT, in these fields where men are dominating. And to get through the ranks, I think they look at women and say, oh, they cannot be as good as men. That's why you have to do this, do that, do certain things in order for you to climb up the ladder. But all it comes back to is your choice. You can either decide to do it or not. Yeah. I personally have walked away from certain jobs because I've been told to do certain things. Did I not need these jobs? I needed them.
Yeah.
I needed them. But I walked away. A few opportunities still came through, even if I was in a dire situation, right?
Just a minute. I get what you're saying, but I want to talk to every woman out there. There are women who put in so much in terms of work, in terms of ethics, in terms of their career. They put everything on the line. They have kids at home, but wanaenda kama wamechelewa. Yani they put everything on the line. Alafu on top of that, they get overlooked for positions that they deserve.
Mkitaka kubend over, that's up to you. Tumesema at the end of the day, it's your choice, si ndio? Wewe unajua juu kama Jema umesema wewe unaweza waka wewe kama una lower day. Hapana, mimi nakwambia at the end of the day, you will pick what you want to pick. It's a choice. Juu kwani amekuchukua akakuwekelea kwa hiyo desk akakuchukua
society itakaa hivyo, hatutakubali society.
It's not a choice, it's a choice because you have to decide utafanya ama utafanya.
It's not.
And the question was skewed from the start. It was like male bosses. It should be bosses to staff.
Guys, and
That's
you know,
it, 'cause
this thing
it
even
pans both
applies in
ways.
business. I'm a woman in business, and I've had approaches where you're going to look for a biashara, then someone will bluntly tell you, I can't give you this business if I can't sleep with you. And my answer is always, if I want to sleep with you, can you at least look nice? Please take us to the fit.
Oh God! Wow! Yeah, sorry.
Well, enough said.
So,
Enough said. So, I know we could talk about this conversation mpaka twende nyumbani, but at the end of the day kuna tent pale nyuma tuwezaongea na pia mnaweza post kwa status zenu.
Haya.
Muongeze views. No, but at the end of the day, it totally hurts when you're a lady. As you said, Jamo, I totally feel what you're saying. When you work the tireless hours, when you decide to take the longer way up. So let's normalize, not stereotyping, women who are working so hard to beat the odds without necessarily kupanua miguu yao. Sawa, thank you. Anyway, in the meantime, want to hear your feedback from back at home. Tumeni mamesunje kama vile mbebes hapa hivi usema. Our number is 0770-729-366. You can as well also tag us all over social media at Ebru TV Kenya is where we're at on all social media platforms except for Facebook, which is Ebru TV KE. Alafu uende pale hivyo kwa page yetu ya Instagram, which is kiwewe Ebru_chitchat is where we're at. But for now, wacha tupitie matext zenu vile si ufanyanga vile tulifanya huko Afghanistan. Yeah, we did the thing. Wow. So let's keep it on. Hi. Nacheki Danson kutoka Muranga kolot sana, big shout out to you. Sharon from Kisii tunakucheki kabisa. Newton na Tiffany wamesalimika from Sharon, I believe. Alafu tuko na real Lyrical OG.
God damn.
There is the Kikuyu.
The one
okay.
in me
Lyrical.
always has to shine. From Utalii Village, big shout out to you. Alafu kuna msee amenikatia hapa nakupenda pia. JNK from the south.
Taki kusikia mbuzi.
Sasa alikuwa ameweka opinion akasema ajui kama ni the crush he has on me ama ni opinion tu ana support yangu. But thank you for supporting it. Alafu pia tuko na Dero pia, big shout out to you. Jani from Vasha pale hivyo, big shout out to you. Miriam from Githu tunakucheki. Jemo umesalimiwa. All right. Nas
Thank
na
you.
kuna mtu ameandika Nas.
Little
You
Nas.
want to respond to that? Okay, we understand. We understand. Eva Madhenge tunakucheki pia. Alafu tunaona kuna mtu amesema tufike Kenyatta Esto. Tulikuwa na episode yenye tulikuwa tunafika kwa ground. So kuna msema amesema tufike pale Kenyatta Esto tuamokre. Alafu Sony B from Nakuru tunakucheki. Chebi Kevin tunakuona pia. Alafu tunaona a big fan right here though hajatuma jina. Tafadhali ukituma make sure you're sending your name so we shout you out right here on the show. Alafu kisha Mbogi ya Mathare iko well represented. Ochieng wa Dorego tunakucheki pia. Ruth kutoka Ngong, we see you as well. Amadi from Embakasi. Alafu pia tuko na Michelle from Bungoma. My goodness. Hey, Kathy from Limuru, big shout out to you. Steve kutoka Nakuru, Linex wa Eldoret tunawacheki. John kutoka Voi pale, mambo vipi? Halo. Alafu tunamuona pale Elvis from Eldoret, Maria from Nyeri. Faith from ajaandika Faith Anyango tunakucheki pia. Ati anataka kukutafutia boyfriend. So ongea naye poa. Yeah.
I hope si
Anza na dressing. Umpeleke kwanza kwa
I need that person.
All right, I hope nitampatia mtu ache kuwa bitter. Emma from Kisii tunakucheki. Ruben Luchu from Namalenge tunakucheki. Lakini unapiga luku. Watakam?
Luku iko silent.
Yeah. No, mimi nikisema mpiga luku. I'm not sure. Yeah. Alafu pia tunaona Gideon from Kisumu. Tunacheki pia Mutai kutoka Pangani. Iko area code hapo hivyo. Sisi tunakucheki kabisa. Unisalimie nikipitanga hapo hivyo kwa njia. Kwanza hapo shopping center. Alafu Lewi kutoka Udhiru na kucheki. Ogero umesalimiwa kabisa.
Udhiru.
Okay, now we have question number 3. This is the last question. Kuna mtu ana watch from Feather. Anasema, is it wise for my age 24, okay? For me, ako age 24, to fall in love with a lady who has a kid as his first girlfriend. So there's a guy, anauliza, he's age 24. So is it advisable for him to fall in love with a lady who has a kid, considering the fact that this might be his first relationship?
No.
Yes.
No. Huyo atakuwa mzazi wako. No.
Sasa wewe na unaona
Nimeelewa.
Ebru, explain your
Uchali
answer.
anataka kudate. Let me say what I'm saying, Jemo. Don't worry. You are so bitter today. Who hurt you? Orea, mimi nimekuhurt. Nitakubaia hiyo drink. Angalia, cheki, huyu dem uko na miaka 24, dem ako na mtoi. Nikasema nataka kudate mimi na mimi nikuwe dem wako wa kwanza. Mimi nitakutesa. Juu mimi nitakuumiza. Hapana, tafuta dem mwenyewe. Mimi nitaanza kukwambia mtoto ana pampers, juu hana nini, ama nitaanza kupatia shughuli zangu. Juu mtoi, huyu dem ako na mtoi. Okay, najua nakupenda. Usianze kuwa baba ya mtu. Unaanza aje kuwa stepfather.
So our single mothers unataka wale na nani?
Tuwachemshe.
Apate experience alafu ukuje kwangu.
When you're dating someone unamwendea abundance zako
Can I tell you something?
Kwanza niseme hii tafadhali. Anji. Kwa hivyo wewe unamuadvise aende kwa hivyo apiane watoto wengine, alafu sasa yakuja juu atakuwa na watoto. Anji kwa huko kaga.
Digorokaga no rere. Apate experience ya Katiana, apate mse mwenye yako single kama Aziza Aptif ndio anakuwa single.
Can I tell you?
Enda soko kwanza.
Yeah, because can I tell you something, Angie? That's where you guys start going wrong with how you put up these single women. Just because you have a child as a single woman should not be a problem. Should not make you feel like you're any less to date. Yeah. Same thing.
And my child is not your responsibility.
Exactly.
Hello?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, first of all, you don't understand. You never know how this woman is with her child. Because of certain things. Abandonment issues, getting to know this man almost as a father, like you're saying. So stop making it look like a single woman cannot date anyone. Yeah. Honey, if that's your first love, that's the person you want to be with, go be with them. That experience might be better for him than any other single girl. Yep. You never know how this woman is treating him, how they are. So if you feel like she might be a good choice, a good opinion for you, imagine, go ahead and do it. Nothing changes at all.
Being Father Abraham, wacha niongee on behalf of Father Abraham. Tafadhali, tunajua zile vitu tumefanya huko nje. So mimi nitakukonga kofi nikipata ukiambia ndume mwingine asiwe mtoto bibi yako na mtoto, wacha ujinga. Tafadhali, hatutaangalia mtu mimi hata kama ako na watoto watatu, mimi nitachukua. Najua zile vitu mimi hufanya. So mimi siwezi
hata labda ni wake.
Unaweza pata walai watu ni wako. So the only thing mimi nasema ukweli Anji uko na point, it is not easy. Unaona? Lakini si ati usiende hiyo njia. Ni sawa. Cheza kama wewe, kanyaga lami bana.
Alafu kidogo tu let me say something. Mimi personally, how utaanzaje kudate mtu ako na mtoto? Na hii uchumi. Wewe umeona bei ya unga wewe? Ama birth certificate yako mimi ati sasa nichukue Anji sahi. Ati never.
Niko na swali. So for example, mimi niko na mtoi and I'm not ashamed about it. My child is my responsibility like 100%. Nikikuuliza sasa ukini-date, utalipa bills zangu? Hawezi, si ndio? So mbona una assume utalipa bills za mtoi wangu pia?
Si ndio nasema mimi sitaki mambo ya mtoto. Mimi birth certificate yangu ijaandikwa orphanage Ogero.
No, the thing for me is if that is the first person you're dating na anakuja with a child, for me it's a bit tricky. I will not advise. This is what I think. You might have your opinions. You want to kill me, Tiffany?
No, it's okay.
Those eyes, my God. Now I'm saying it's a bit tricky as your first love because you are, to get into a relationship, first off, you're immature to get into it. That is the first time you're getting into a relationship. You have never been in one. And then you get into a relationship with a person. This is probably a person who's been experienced in a relationship before. And you are a man, you're a dude. You're supposed to take charge of the relationship.
Wacha niambie hali
and
if you're kabla uongee. Sawa, maliza.
You're supposed and make his opposite 10 minutes.
And basically, in a typical relationship, hata kama itakuwa 50-50, normally the lady wants the man to take charge. We can agree on that. Yes? So when but atakani 50-50, a lady will like a man who takes charge.
No, and you're not my father.
Yes. So in my opinion, I would not advise. But it's a good thing, but I would not advise.
Jemo, wacha niseme tu hivi. Anji na Hari, experience ya relationship ekujagi na how many people you have dated, as simple as that.
Guys, listen, let me talk to the 24-year-old gentleman out there. In every relationship that you're going to get into, it will come with baggage. Be it you're dating a person who is straight from high school or whatever, and it's your choice. You have a choice to either settle with that person and work things out, or you have a choice to have someone who is your age and doesn't have a child or whatever. It's your choice. So whatever you know you can deal with and you can work with, and you won't start writing for us motivational quotes on social media, then you're good. Period.
All right, for me, in my own opinion, kakawaida niko kwenye bubble yangu, because I believe at the end of the day, people are different. You might date that person who is just 18 or 19, fresh out of high school, but at the end of the day, mtu wako ni wako, mtu ameandikiwa ni wakwako ni wakwako. So whether it's that woman who has a kid, if she is a good person, if she makes you happy, you never know the kind of person who is meant for you. So regardless about whether she has a kid, if you can be in a relationship, if you can't take that, then go ahead, kama ni wako. Kama haku-stress, kama hakusumbui in any way. There are people who are single mothers and very, very comfortable na vile wako. Hana haja na wewe kuangalia mtoto wake. Anataka tu ukae hapo umpende. Anataka tu ukae hapo umpende na umsupport, and that's it. So kama mnapendana and she's a very reasonable and logical person, well and good. But at the end of the day, to each their own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mimi nitasema the same thing I said. I will repeat the same thing, sababu. These women who have kids, they didn't get the kids by themselves. There are men out there who gave this, like, while impregnate, and I was stopped from dating. Why should it be any different for these women who are single mothers?
Then they travel light.
Please, please. Secondly, it doesn't matter ati kama una date msi yako na mtoi ama msehana. It depends with if you guys mna vibe, if you click, if you're mature enough. Like, just
utaachiwa kuna upate watoto.
Don't even.
No.
Yeah, don't even. Yani,
No one said
I'm almost in tears, but nataka kujua. What do you guys think? Tuongeleshe, namba ya WhatsApp ni gani baba?
0777293666.
Sawa. Alafu